What kind of impact does AI have on the local news, on journalism? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. My name is Harrison Painter, your Chief AI Officer, and this is your video of the day. All right, this morning I came across the news story, and today's video might be a little bit different. Look, I work really hard to be positive. I want to maintain all kinds of positivity, but today might seem a little bit more like a rant because there's some things that we need to have conversations about and uncover and show that everything is not always what it seems. And sometimes AI can be very good at helping us uncover some of this stuff. And of course, sometimes AI is going to be used for nefarious reasons. But this particular article today came out, and let me give them credit, cbsnews.com, and it's discussing a lawsuit. A group of major newspaper publishers, including the Chicago Tribune and New York Daily News, are accusing two of the biggest AI companies of stealing their content to improve their products. I love that sentence because are they stealing the content to improve the artificial intelligence product? Or are they stealing the content to improve the legacy media product? I'll let you decide. Well, that accusation it's in a civil lawsuit that was filed in the U.S. District Court in New York. The lawsuit targets OpenAI, which is ChatGPT-4, and Microsoft's Copilot, which is built on ChatGPT-4. The plaintiffs, the media companies, argue that the development of the internet and the theft of their content is the biggest threat to local news. It has nothing to do with poor and biased and agenda-driven reporting. It has nothing to do with who owns them. It is all the fault of the internet and AI companies. That's my commentary, by the way. The suit claims OpenAI and Microsoft pay for computers, they pay for technical infrastructure, programmers, and other tech workers, but not for the newspaper's information used to train their models to generate the content they create. Some validity here, no question. I don't want to act like I'm fully one-sided here. This is something that, again, as we navigate the wild west of artificial intelligence and its use, these are the type of challenges that we're going to continuously face. So the lawsuit cited several examples of ChatGPT and Copilot. Again, they're basically the same foundation. Returning verbatim articles from the Chicago Tribune and other publication in response to users' questions on the platform. Now, that's a little bit, I don't want to say misleading. Now, if they're using articles verbatim as the AI is writing it, then I fully understand the challenge here. If they are giving accurate information based on the website information they pulled because somebody asked a question, well, that's what I use AI a lot for. I want to go in and make sure that what is being reported or what is said is as factual as I can uncover. So I'm not quite sure how to read between the lines on that particular sentence. The newspaper publishers want the companies to compensate them for their unlawful use of protected newspaper content to date. Now, of course, everybody wants money. Everybody wants paid. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that legacy media, mainstream media, local media has been dying on the vine for the last decade at least. And this is interesting too. In addition to the Tribune and Daily News, other publishers named as plaintiffs are the Orlando Sentinel, South Florida Sun Sentinel, San Jose Mercury News, DP Media Network, ORB Publishing, and Northwest Publications. But wait a minute. These companies, the Chicago Tribune, owned by Tribune Publishing, which was acquired by Alden Global Capital in 2021. Alden operates the newspaper through its subsidiary, Digital First Media. So you have Alden at the top, Digital First Media, and then managing Tribune Publishing. The New York Daily News, it's also part of Tribune Publishing, thus owned by Alden. The Orlando Sentinel and South Florida Sentinel, both owned by Tribune Publishing. The San Jose Mercury News, owned by Digital First Media, which is managed by Alden Global Capital. So who is Alden Global Capital? Well, they're a hedge fund in Manhattan. It was founded in 2007. It's a division of Smith Management Company. You keep seeing all these hierarchies in there. They have a stake in roughly 200 American newspapers. The company added more newspapers in May of 2021 when it purchased the Tribune Publishing Company, which is the second largest newspaper publisher in the United States. The company operates all these media holdings through Digital First Media, which it acquired in 2010 from Media News Group. It gets even better here because we talk about the state of journalism, we talk about getting paid, we talk about the quality of content, but this hedge fund, they do hedge fund things, and they have a reputation for sharply cutting costs. And how do they do that? They reduce the number of journalists working on the newspapers. And there's even a big story in the past from the Denver Post where people there described Alden Global Capital as vulture capitalists after the layoffs. I just find that interesting. And, again, is it OpenAI's fault? Is it Microsoft's fault if they are scraping what's on the web to create good products, to get us good information? Should they pay the newspapers for taking that? Yeah, maybe. But honestly, the newspaper, this almost reminds me of the days of Napster, when Napster, you could go in and steal music, if you will. The record companies tried to squash them, when at the end of the day, the record companies should have found a way to partner with them and get up with the times, because as we all know now, streaming is the preferred way for the masses to listen to their music today. This is very similar. If these newspaper publishers partnered and created tech that fed into the system instead of trying to fight the system the way that they are, again, what happened to the record industry? It died as we know it. And the newspaper industry, the exact same thing is happening. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. I just found it very, very interesting. I think it's something, again, that we have to have a conversation around. I'm not a fan of legacy media, of mainstream media whatsoever. I don't want to get into the politics or anything like that, but we are in a scenario where, in the video I do tomorrow, I'm going to cover that, the kind of good news, bad news, clickbait, all those type of things. But to keep this video a little bit shorter and without being too over the top here, I just wanted to seed this conversation to you so you understand that most of the media that you're consuming out there, that's local media, legacy media, mainstream media, it's all controlled. It's all connected. And they're feeding narratives. They're feeding propaganda. They are programming us with what they're saying. And AI is a threat to them. No different than Bitcoin is a threat to the monetary system and to Federal Reserve banks and things like that. So the beautiful thing about this technology moving the way that it is, and the fact we have blockchain and AI and all those things, a lot of darkness is getting uncovered, and it's good for us to democratize our news. It's good to democratize our money. It's going to be good in the future, fingers crossed, to democratize our government and get it back to a free government that works for the people. But I would love to get your thoughts on this. This is an amazing story, an amazing development. It's something that we have to think about, and it really, really interests me. So my name is Harrison Painter, your Chief AI Officer. And until tomorrow, keep innovating. God bless you.
Goodbye to the old, in with the new. Legacies lost, AI's breaking through. No more bias, no late news. Just bites of truth in real-time news. Catch the wave, don't be the last. Legacy media, a relic of the past. AI's the dagger, sharp and true. Calling the future for